6 years old, my mother and I laughed until my stomach hurt when a girl played with her stuffed elephant on a plane to Hawaii. When I was 12 years old, I couldn't sleep for weeks after a man killed another in a battle using nothing but an old knife. When I was 14 years old, I spent the night crying when a bomb decimated the entire town. When I was 16 years old, I smiled as a family reached California. Okay, so I may have just lied now. In truth, there was no stuffed elephant, no great bomb, no great battle, and no immigrant caravan. However, my laughter, fear, sadness, and joy were as real as the paper that these stories were written on. Yes, these tales were from books. The words books, reading, or literature can elicit such emotions as wonder and fascination. However, for others, these phrases can signal boredom and disgust, as well as archival memories from sophomore year English class when Mr. Brown gave you a 65 on your essay on The Great Gatsby. So there's this myth out there that after and outside of high school, reading is not for everyone. But I'm here to tell you that it is. Reading is a one-size-fits-all activity. You may think I mean this in the same way that Brandy Melville means this. And that I really mean that reading is for everyone who fits the style of a reader. You know the type of people who would rather watch a documentary than go to a party, the type of people who sit in front of the classroom and ask a nauseating amount of questions. Surely, those are the only types of people who reading is really for. Well, let me ask you this. If reading were only for those types of people, then why does Reese Witherspoon have her own book club? Not only is reading for everyone, it should be for everyone. And no, I'm not going to sit here and give you cliche reasoning for why you should read. I'm not here to tell you that reading will help you grow your mind and that picking up just one book a month will give you some sort of superhuman strength. Rather, I'm going to be honest, reading can be boring. I will admit, while I am an English person, there have been times during my academic career where the prospect of reading a novel for pleasure seemed strenuous and daunting. However, each time I've mustered up enough courage to take a book off my shelf and take a second to hear what it had to say, something unexpected happened. This unexpected event in question did not occur while I was reading the book, nor did it occur immediately after. In 8th grade, my English teacher recommended that I read the book Tuesdays with Mori for pleasure. The book follows the author, Mitch Albom, as he visits his former sociology teacher, Maury Schwartz, as Maury gradually deteriorates due to his ALS diagnosis. I finished the book, gave it a mental 4-star review, and returned it as if nothing out of the ordinary had happened. While I didn't notice it at the time, I began to notice small details changing in my life. If my classmates were missing in class that day, even if we were not close, I found myself texting them and asking them if they were okay. I went from calling my cousin a few times a month to calling her multiple times a week. I saw myself going from making comments without a second thought to taking a step back and thinking about the implications of my speech. In short, I found my empathy growing. This may sound counterintuitive, as in school often when we read a book, we find ourselves simply going through the motions of reading without actually taking time to process the words written on the page. By nature of reading in a school setting, the creative and free-thinking aspects of reading are almost stifled. You must read certain chapters, answer certain questions, and follow a certain format in your essay. And while all this may be true in a school setting, it is only one venue of reading. Outside of school, in the comfort of your own room, this is not the case. Reading outside of school does this crazy thing to you. It forces you to care. Last year, I read the Book of Unknown Americans by Cristina Enriquez. The book details the lives of Hispanic immigrants as they deal with the culture shock that comes with moving to the United States. Once again, after I read this book, I felt no different, but I noticed some changes in myself. For one, I wanted to join my school's tutoring club to teach immigrant children English. I also decided to join a project that would help the immigrant students in my high school become more acclimated to my school's environment. Once again, my empathy was unintentionally growing, and I didn't want it to stop. I found myself picking books that would teach me about topics that I knew nothing about, from obscure wars to esoteric art. I read about the Second Colombian Civil War, the origin of vampires, and the story of the Antichrist. However, this time, instead of expecting myself to immediately feel different after each read, I found solace in the fact that my empathy was growing, although I couldn't see it. So, I hope that next time you see a book, you view it not as a task to be completed, but as a journey for your mind to embark on in order to bridge the gap between you and the world. Thank you.